Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Dave Higgins. Welcome to Sandbox Xplorer. Alright, it's August and there are some games coming out this month that look really fun. Some of them I've been looking forward to since E3 and some others since, I don't know, I found out about them. So we're going to talk about those as well as a couple other things that have come up that I feel like are important to note. So I'm going to let you know about some of the games that I think look really good this month so you can keep an eye out for them, as well as a couple of games that I'm not so interested myself, but you might be, so I want to provide some service to the masses. I have 65 subscribers now, so it's been like 15 more since the last time I mentioned how many subscribers I had, so thank you guys. I'm growing a little bit more and it's starting to be a little more steady, so it's really cool. So I really appreciate everybody who watches, everybody who subscribes. Even if you don't subscribe and you just watch it, still thank you. But seriously, everybody, thank you. But I'm not gonna go on and on about that. I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys, really. Anyways, I was scrolling through Twitter, and by the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, follow me there. I talk about videos I'm gonna be releasing, as well as other random stuff having to do with video games, and sometimes stuff that's not video games, but mostly video games. So come there and interact with me about stuff, and yeah. But anyways, I saw Nintendo had a post about the Game Boy and its 30th birthday, 30th release, whatever, was a couple of days ago, depending on when I released this. I just want to say happy birthday to the Game Boy. That was the system that got the ball rolling for handhelds, and now we have a Switch today. So progress from then to now, just want to appreciate it. Happy birthday. There's one game that I want to mention that apparently I forgot to add to my July news and releases one. I don't know how, because I've been looking forward to this one since they announced it a while back. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden Deluxe Edition. It takes place in like a post-human world where everything got destroyed from a bunch of different stuff, and now there's like a bunch of mutated whatever on the world and you have to fight to survive. So I think I'm gonna be picking that one up. It looks fun, and just wanted to mention that because I didn't want it to get overlooked. Yeah. On August 7th, Damsel comes out. It's an action arcade platformer game that has a comic book art style with vampires in it, and you have to go through and fight them all. It kind of looks like a Celeste style game where you have to do specific tight controls to get over certain obstacles, but at the same time you have a shotgun that you have to use to fight vampires. So that one looks a little interesting, and I might be picking that one up. On August 8th, Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition comes out. That is a game that's been highly revered by the gaming community, especially if you're an RPG fanatic, and it's made by Obsidian Entertainment, who has developed some pretty fantastic games like Fallout New Vegas, which I mentioned in my other video about the Outer Worlds, that they are also developing, which is coming to the Switch as well. That got announced not in August, but just before August. I made a video about it, but I'm going to talk about it here as well because it deserves to be talked about. Outer Worlds is coming to the Switch. Super excited about that. I could not believe it when I saw the tweet. I saw it on Twitter. Again, get on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. But I couldn't believe it when I saw that the Outer Worlds is coming to the Switch. Like, what? That's awesome. It's gonna be really good, I assume. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Obsidian. It's gonna be a game where you can do so much, you have so many options. So yeah, that looks really fun, and they're the ones who made Pillars of Eternity. So check out both of those games, all three of those games. If you have, if you have never checked out Fallout New Vegas, play that now on whatever system you have that it's compatible with. And yeah, maybe check out Pillars of Eternity. I'm probably gonna grab that myself. But on the 9th is a game that I actually haven't heard of, and apparently it came out a couple years ago. It was on Steam and probably other stuff, I don't know. I saw that it came out already and I was like, what is that? It's like a horror looking game. You have to explore a city, a town, and you have to discover what the heck's going on. In the trailer for it, it looks like there's maybe some aliens or some creepy looking, like possessed kind of looking whatever that you have to attack with an axe and run away from, and there's some big giant dude, and I don't know. It looks like a creepy horror game that if you're into horror, and I like horror games, then maybe you want to check that out because, it looks pretty scary. Speaking of horror games, another horror game comes out. This is on the 13th. It's not coming out on Friday the 13th, but I appreciate the fact that it's coming out on the 13th of the month. Friday the 13th comes out this month. It's the Ultimate Slasher Edition, so it's got everything that's come out, all the DLC for the other systems that it's already been on. It's an online multiplayer game where you're either Jason or you're the camp counselors that have to escape from Jason, hopefully. And if you've seen any Friday the 13th movies, probably not gonna make it, but you never know. Probably not. I was considering getting this on PS4, but I just never picked it up. But now this coming to the Switch. If a game comes to the Switch that I was thinking about getting, then you usually pick it up. It's pretty much just an online game, but there is an offline mode that they added that has like 10 missions that you can play as Jason. You have to go hunt down the counselors and murder them and horrible, horrible, different, various ways. If you're a horror fan and you love all those classic Friday the 13th movies, and even some of the new ones, I actually really like the one they released. At this point, it's like probably a while ago, but it's the newer one. I like that one too. But yeah, all those Jason movies are awesome, so the game I'm hoping is as fun as watching the movies. So on Tuesday the 13th, you can pick up Friday the 13th. Then on the following day, the 14th, Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark comes out. I was scrolling through the upcoming games for this month, and I haven't heard about this one, but it looks pretty cool. I was a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance way back. And like I said, I haven't heard about this until I looked it up today, but if you're a fan of role-playing strategy games, then this might be right up your alley. I really liked Final Fantasy Tactics, like I said, and other games like that. So if you like those games, then check this out. There's supposed to be an epic story, a lot of classes, and a lot of equipment for your characters. The artwork for the game is hand-drawn, so anytime there's hand-drawn artwork, there's usually a tad bit of love put into the game. So hopefully this game is a good one. Check it out if you're into those kinds of games. And yeah, woo! A couple of games are coming out on the 20th. One of them, I will admit, I'm really not interested in, but I know there's a lot of people who definitely will be. It has kind of a long name. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Brr, that was a mouthful. That was on par with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. That looks like a pretty straightforward Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. It's supposed to be like encapsulating the 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! That, you know, if you're a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then you'll probably really love this game. I was sort of like no, I like Pokemon, so I can't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I probably would like it if I got into it, but I just never gave it really that much of a chance, so maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. I'm not like super interested in it because I never really had I don't have the nostalgia part of it, but if you do, this is probably for you. The other game that's coming out on the 20th is Rad. It's set in a post-apocalyptic radioactive wasteland. All the colors are very, you know, popping and vibrant. You're basically battling, having like radiation and having to fight through it, and basically, you know, it's not a game where you indefinitely survive. You die a lot. Those roguelike games, you have to die a lot to be able to, you know, move on and learn how to play the game. Some games you have unlockables, and this one is appearing to be one of those kind of games. You can unlock new items that you can use for future runs, as well as customization for your character. At the time of filming, it doesn't say that it's coming out on the 20th, but everywhere else it does, so maybe they're changing it, but it's supposed to come out that day, so I really hope that it does. But the other game I've been looking forward to since they announced it at E3, it looks so fun. Pine is coming out. I'm definitely getting that game. It's supposed to come out in August. It still doesn't have a release date exactly. I don't know if that's gonna get delayed either, or if they're just gonna drop it one day. It just looks like so much fun. I mean, it's got all the recipes for a game that I would be interested in. It's an open world game, it's action adventure. You have to collect items and trade, and there's factions that are competing, and you're the last humans on the island of Albemarle, and you have to find a new home, basically. We don't know too much about it beyond that. At least I haven't seen anything else about it, and I've been keeping up with it as best I could. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Explore around, fight different creatures and people, and I don't know, it just looks like a lot of fun. So I'm definitely picking that up. That's probably the game that I've been looking forward to the most out of all the games that are announced at E3, at least out of the indie games that were announced at E3. So I hope that this one comes out in August. I don't know if it's going to. It just says summer 2019 now, but I thought it said August, so I don't know. If it doesn't come out this month, then I'm sorry guys, but keep an eye on it. Yo, if you're a fan of I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere, then good news, on August 21st, Anunaki comes out. It's made by the same developers, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. This one is an action hack and slash kind of game, so if you're into those games, which I like those games, then probably want to pick it up. I never played I Am Setsuna or Lost Sphere, but from reputable sources, I was told that those were good games, and I do trust those sources. Plus, a lot of other people have said that as well. The artwork and all the colors in the game look like they really pop. The characters look like they're fun and eccentric, so if you're into those kinds of games, then definitely check it out. Well, Bubsy's coming to the Switch. It's a platformer game. It's called Bubsy Paws of Fire. It's supposed to be pretty expansive and have a lot of content to it, and if you've ever played a Bubsy game before, then there's supposed to be a lot of characters that you will recognize, so it might be a lot of fun if you're into platformer games and Bubsy combination. August 29th, check it out. And probably the most notable game coming out this month is Astral Chain. There's some other games coming out that I'm really looking forward to, but this one really took me by surprise. It just got announced real quick, and it looks awesome. It looks like it's really fleshed out. There's a lot to it. The story looks cool. The colors look cool. There's legions, and you can take control of them with your chain, your Astral Chain, and you can use them for different things in the game to get through, fight enemies, get through, you know, different parts of the world. I don't know too much about the story. They talked about it. I think they had more gameplay at E3 that I didn't actually watch, so I apologize for not having the full story on it. But it's coming out this month. It looks really good. Definitely gonna get that one, and I'll have one of those first look videos that I make to let you know what the beginning of the game's like, and if you want to get it, then you can. But so those are all the games coming out this month that look really notable to me. If there's some other ones that, you know, I haven't talked about that you think are notable, let me know in the comments below. But the other thing that I want to mention this month is if you are thinking about buying a Switch, wait a couple more weeks. I talked about this recently, but the Nintendo Switch Mini has a new chipset that they're implementing into the current Switch model, which is going to give it better battery life. If you want to get a Nintendo Switch, just wait a couple more weeks and get that one. I at first was like, I don't know if I want to get that. I already have my Switch. I kind of really want to get it now. I might get it, honestly. But as I talked about in my other video, they're gonna have a different packaging on it. So this is the current packaging that you'll find for the current Nintendo Switch, and this is the new packaging. So if you're gonna get a Nintendo Switch, or you're looking to get the new Nintendo Switch, well, new chipset Nintendo Switch, then look for that packaging. Instead of having 2.5 to 6 hours of battery life, it's supposed to have like 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life. So that's roughly double or so depending on what game you're playing, and that's a big difference if you have a Switch. You know. Yeah, so that's everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and yeah, let me know what you thought about the games I talked about today. You gonna get that new Switch model? Well, not a new model, but new chipset, new battery life. Yeah, talk to me. Like this video, subscribe, share, hit the little bell so you know when I release a video, and follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.